669 Chronicles Hybrid H2 1-box division random. Let's see how many times we randomize it. That's going to be 9. Boom. Let's get this going. There we go. Danny Rosetta with AFC East, AFC North, and NFC East. Brian with the AFC South, NFC North, and NFC South. Chad with the NFC West, and Richard with the AFC West. Snake is gone. As soon as we get the teams, we will run it. Let's rock and roll. We have a Tua base right off the bat, and that's going to Danny. Followed by a George Kittle. Then we have Peyton Manning, followed by a Jonathan Taylor Clear Vision. And a Jalen Hurts Crown. Jalen Hurts going to Danny. That Jonathan Taylor going to Brian. Then we have L'Jarius Sneed Crown going to Richard. And a James Robinson Luminance going to Brian. Followed by James Morgan going to Danny. On to our second pack. Terry McLaurin, Cam Akers, RC. That going to be going to Chad. Christian McCaffrey. Then we have the J.K. Dobbins rookies going to Danny. Followed by a Joe Burrow crown. And that's going to be going to Danny as well. And a Zach Moss going to Danny. Followed by Gabe Davis to Danny. And Jalen Reagor to, you guessed it, Danny. Alrighty, on to our third pack, and we will be halfway through this box. Saquon Barkley, Emmitt Smith, a Joe Burrow score, and that is going to Danny. Denzel Mims for the Jets going to Danny. Followed by Clyde Edwards-Helaire going to Richard. Followed by KJ Hamler going to Michael. And then James Robinson to Brian and Justin Jefferson to Brian. On to the fourth pack. Jerry Rice, Phillip Rivers, a Joe Burrow Dynagon RC going to Danny. Followed by a Tua of the Dolphins going to Danny. And then Cam Akers of the Rams to Chad. And CeeDee Lamb of the Cowboys to Danny. Followed by Michael Pittman Jr. of the Colts going to Brian. And Patrick Queen of the Ravens going to Danny. Alrighty, 2 packs left. This is pack number 5 of break number 669. Kyler Murray, Alvin Kamara, Dak Prescott, a Dynagon Jonathan Taylor going to Brian. Followed by a LaMichael Perine Crown, and that is going to the Jets, and Danny. Followed by Cole Kmet of the Bears going to Brian. And then a Tua of the Dolphins going to Danny. Followed by a J.K. Dobbins of the Ravens going to Danny. Debo Samuel, followed by J.J. Watt, followed by a Darnell Mooney Prism Black going to Brian. Then a Brandon Ayuk rated rookie going to Chad. A James Robinson Crown going to Brian. And a Kyler Murray out of 99 going to Chad. Followed by Jonathan Taylor of the Colts going to Brian. And a Jacob Eason RC going to Brian. Let's run down our hits in this box. Kyler Murray out of 99. Then our rookie rundown. James Robinson Crown to Brian. Brandon Ayuk to Chad. LaMichael Perine to Danny. Patrick Queen to Danny. Michael Pittman Jr. to Brian. James Robinson to Brian. KJ Hamler out of 199 to Richard. Denzel Mims to Danny. Jalen Rager to Danny. Gabe Davis to Danny. James Morgan to Danny. James Robinson to Brian. L'Jarius Sneed to Richard. Jacob Eason to Brian. Jonathan Taylor to Brian. Darnell Mooney of the Bears to Brian. J.K. Dobbins to Danny. Cole Kmet Crown to Brian. Jonathan Taylor to Brian. CeeDee Lamb to Danny. Cam Akers to Chad. Justin Jefferson to Brian. Clyde Edwards-Helaire to Richard. Zach Moss of the Bills to Danny. J.K. Dobbins of the Ravens to Danny. Cam Akers to Chad. And Jonathan Taylor to Brian. And now on to our featured cards. First, we have not one, not Tua, but 3 of Tua going to Danny. Then we have a Jalen Hurts Crown going to Danny. And then we have 3 Joey Burrows to finish it off, and they are going to Danny. And that's the end of break number 669.